Welcome to the Scottish Wedding Channel. My name is Karen and I own Anais Bridal Couture. I opened Anais Bridal Couture just over 2.5 years ago in the town centre in Milngavie, which is just outside Glasgow. I looked to find designers that couldn't be found anywhere else in the local area, so they give me quite a wide exclusivity range, so they won't be found anywhere else in Glasgow. In fact, the closest place you can find any of them is Aberdeen. At the moment for bridal I have Jesus Piero and Lynn Ashworth. We stock bridesmaids by Desi and flower girls by Nikki McFarlane, and we also have some shoes and accessories. Ideally around a year before her wedding. A designer would like to have around 6 months from ordering the dress to delivery, and then that would allow about 8 weeks for alterations. So that gives you about 2 months to really look for your dress without having to panic. However, I'm finding that a lot of brides just don't have that time now. There's a lot of shorter engagements and designers are willing to work to shorter timescales. So I've had brides who are ordering their dresses and they're coming in as short a time as 16 weeks. So it is possible to have them much quicker. What you will find is that designers will put a rush order charge. So if you want a shorter time, it is a possibility. You should always still ask the bridal shop because they'll always help you if they can, but do be prepared that there may be extra costs. I have found that all brides shop differently. I have more brides than I expected to shop completely on their own. However, not the majority, but there are quite a few who shop on their own. It's most common for brides just to come with their mum. However, some do bring their bridesmaids as well. I don't put a limit on how many people can come along to the shop. You know, you can bring as many people as you wish. Do be careful, some stores will ask you to bring a maximum of 2 or 3 people, so if you intend to take a lot, just check with the shop before you go along. When they arrive, I would always ask what they've already tried on. If they've already started trying things on, they will have a good idea what styles it is they like, so we take it from there. If a bride hasn't tried anything on at all, it's always good to be open and pick out some things that you maybe don't think that you'll like. You know, not loads of them, but if you pick out maybe 1 or 2 in a style that you don't think you'll like, just for your own peace of mind. It's not like anything else you've ever bought before, so the only way to know is to try it on, and you'll very quickly work out which styles you like and don't like, and based on that I'll take away any styles that aren't working and bring some more in the styles that you're finding yourself going towards. Most shops will require you to have an appointment. I certainly work by appointment only because when I have a bride in, she's the only one who's in the shop. Sometimes it will be possible for you just to drop in, but certainly the majority of shops that I know the owners of, they do require you to have an appointment to go along. So always just give them a call or drop them an email, even just to find out what their process is before you sort of turn up and are maybe disappointed if you can't get to see the dresses. An appointment here would take about 1.5 hours. That's how long we allow for each bride. Some brides won't take that long, some will go over by a little bit, but 1.5 hours is what we normally allow. I would suggest you just check with each shop before you go along, you know, what it is that they allow. It could range anything from 30 minutes up to 1.5 hours to maybe even 2 hours in some shops, but yeah, I would check if you have times that you're planning on going between different stores and you're trying to work out your day, then I would check with each shop what your allowed time will be. Okay, and if you are going between appointments, just remember to allow time for travelling in between. I think it's important for a bride to consider her style, the style of her wedding. It's good if she already has her venue first of all. Not every bride does already have their venue, but once you know where you're getting married, you can really get a better feel for how your day is going to go. If you're going abroad, that's a big consideration. You have to think about how you'll transport your dress. Body shape is important, and there's a lot of guides out there about which dresses are right for which body shapes. I would always say don't completely rule something out, because there are times that a bride comes in and tries a dress that on paper shouldn't work for her, but somehow it just does. So you have these things in mind, have an idea, you know, of your body shape in mind, and if a particular shape isn't working for you, don't dishearten yourself by keeping trying more and more dresses in that style. You know, you maybe just have to move on to a different style, but that's a big factor. But really the whole theme of your day can really affect what sort of dress you want to have. If you're going to be doing a lot of dancing, That's a big one. Brides talk about dancing, and most dresses will bustle up at the back so that the train comes up off the ground for night time. But if that's a big concern for you, make sure you ask the questions. Make sure you ask when you try the dress on. It's always good to try sitting down in the dress because you will sit quite a lot. So think, you know, ask if you can sit and see how you feel. But yeah, really it's just about trying and thinking about how it's going to fit with your day and trying to visualise yourself in that dress, in that style, in the context of your day. If you're going for a big sort of country house, castle, you might find that you feel that a big fairy tale gown's more fitting for that sort of venue, whereas if you're having a city event, you might think you want to go with a sort of a more sleek look because it just fits better with the overall, you know, feel of your day. But that doesn't mean that those are set rules, but that's also something to take into account, how it will look and how it will feel. Once you've chosen your dress, most shops will take a 50% deposit, but again, check that with each individual store, and the balance would then be due when your dress arrives. So you would pay the deposit and that secures your dress. It would then, in normal circumstances, you'd be given a date around 6 months, and that's when your dress will arrive in store. If you've got a shorter time, that's something the store will discuss with you when your dress will be expected. When your dress is due to come in, the shop would normally contact you to let you know it's due, arrange your appointment to come back into the shop, and that's when you try on your own dress for the first time. So you come in, you try on your dress, make sure everything's okay, pay your balance, and then we would arrange for your fittings. So some shops will have their own seamstress who works in store, some will have a seamstress that they use but who isn't actually employed by them. So regardless, each shop will discuss with you what their process is. At that point, it's important that you get your shoes and your underwear. You don't necessarily have to have it for trying on your own dress for the first time, but once there's going to be any work being done on your dress and you're having your fittings, it's really important that you have your shoes and your underwear that you're going to wear on the day, because it really can alter, you know, the smallest heel difference or, you know, the smallest difference in body shape can really alter how your dress fits. And when your dress fits, it should be like a second skin, and it's really important for the comfort on your day that's the way it fits you. So that's really important. So that would be your next thing to do at that point, would be to focus on your underwear and your shoes for your fittings. You might also, if you haven't already at that point, want to think about what other accessories you're going to wear. If you're going to be wearing a veil, that might be the time to start thinking about what veil you're going to wear, what other hair accessories. So you may have already done that, but if not, that would be the time to start doing that. Alterations, again, are specific to each shop. I normally have the first fitting done about 8 weeks before your wedding, and then just one more try on the week of the wedding if that suits with the bride's timings. So you would try it on the week of the wedding, and at that point, if there's any last minute bits to be done, they would be done there and then, and you can take your dress away. If you don't want to take it away, a lot of brides just want to wait until the night before, then I would just keep their dress here at that point, but they don't need any further fittings. You know, if you've tried it on the week of your wedding, that would be your last fitting. And a lot of brides pick it up on their way to their wedding, which is quite nice because it's quite exciting. If they're travelling the night before, then, and it's nice for me to be one of the last people that sometimes a bride will see is when they come in to collect their dress. But again, check with each shop what their policy is for storing your dress. I keep them here right up until the last minute, and there's no charge for that, but just double check with each shop what their policy is. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you. Good luck with finding your dream dress, and if you've got any questions, just let us know.